Welcome back, legends. Right, today we are getting into something that a lot of Aussies are dealing with but not many people talk about openly, and that's managing multiple debts at the same time. Credit card here. Personal loan there. Maybe a buy now pay later balance. A car loan. It piles up, and before you know it you've got 4 or 5 different repayments going out every month and you feel like you're going in circles. If that's your situation right now, first off, you're not alone. The average Australian household carries meaningful consumer debt, and the last few years with cost of living pressure being what it's been have pushed that in the wrong direction for a lot of families. So no judgment here. What I want to give you today is clarity, because one of the biggest reasons people stay stuck in debt longer than they need to is not lack of effort. It's lack of strategy. There are 2 main approaches to paying off multiple debts that have been studied, tested, and proven to work. They're called the debt avalanche and the debt snowball. And today I'm going to explain both of them clearly, run the actual numbers on a real example, and help you figure out which one suits you. Let's start with the debt avalanche. The avalanche method works like this. You list all of your debts from highest interest rate to lowest. You make the minimum payment on every single debt, no exceptions, because missing payments hurts your credit score and often triggers penalty fees. And then, every single extra dollar you can squeeze out of your budget goes towards the debt with the highest interest rate first. Once that debt is completely cleared, you take everything you were paying on it, the minimum plus the extra, and you pile it all onto the next highest interest debt. And so on. The payments cascade down the list like an avalanche rolling down a hill, gathering momentum as each debt clears. The reason the avalanche is mathematically superior is simple. High interest debt costs you the most money over time. By attacking it first, you reduce the total amount of interest you pay across all your debts. In many cases, the avalanche method saves thousands of dollars compared to other approaches, and gets you debt-free faster in real terms. Let me give you a concrete example. Say you've got 3 debts. A credit card with a $4,000 balance at 19% interest. A personal loan with a $8,000 balance at 12% interest. And a car loan with a $12,000 balance at 7% interest. All up, you owe $24,000. With the avalanche, you hammer the credit card first, then the personal loan, then the car loan. Run the maths and you'll find that compared to paying them in the wrong order, you save somewhere in the range of $2,000 to $4,000 in total interest. That's real money. That's a holiday. That's an emergency fund. That's the start of an investment account. So the avalanche is mathematically the best approach. But here's the problem. Math and human behavior don't always get along. And the avalanche method can feel incredibly slow and demoralizing at the start, especially if your highest interest debt also happens to be a big balance. You're throwing everything at it and the number seems to barely move. Months go by. Progress feels invisible. And for a lot of people, especially people who've struggled with money habits in the past, that feeling of invisible progress is exactly where they give up. Which brings us to the debt snowball. The snowball method flips the script completely. Instead of ordering your debts by interest rate, you order them by balance size, from smallest to largest. Then, just like the avalanche, you pay minimums on everything and throw every extra dollar at the smallest debt first. Why the smallest? Because you can clear it faster. And clearing a debt completely, seeing a balance hit zero, triggers a genuine psychological reward. It creates momentum. It creates the feeling of winning. And that feeling matters more to sustain financial behavior than most people give it credit for. The snowball was popularized by American finance commentator Dave Ramsey, and while financial purists sometimes dismiss it because it costs more in interest than the avalanche, the reality is that the best debt repayment strategy is the one you actually stick to. If the avalanche causes you to burn out and quit after 4 months, it has cost you more than the snowball that kept you going for 2 years. Research backs this up. Studies on debt repayment behavior consistently find that people who use the snowball method are more likely to follow through and become debt-free compared to those using other methods. The psychological wins matter. They keep you in the game. So which one should you use? Here's how I think about it. Use the avalanche if you're someone who is numbers-driven and motivated by logic and efficiency. If seeing the maths work out in your favor is enough to keep you going, and you can handle slow early progress because you know you're winning on paper, the avalanche will cost you less money overall. It's the rational choice. Use the snowball if you've tried to tackle debt before and struggled to stay motivated. If you've got a tendency to give up when progress feels slow. If you need visible wins to stay engaged. If psychology beats maths in your personal wiring, and there's absolutely no shame in that, the Snowball gives you those wins consistently and keeps your momentum going. And there's a third option worth mentioning, the hybrid approach. You start with the Snowball, clear 1 or 2 small debts quickly to get the momentum rolling and free up some cash flow, and then switch to the Avalanche for the remaining larger debts. This way you get the psychological benefits of quick wins upfront and the mathematical benefits of interest rate ordering for the heavy lifting. Regardless of which method you choose, there are a few rules that apply across the board. Stop adding new debt immediately. This sounds obvious, but it's harder than it sounds, especially when you're using credit cards as a gap filler for short budget months. Until your consumer debt is cleared, the credit card goes in the drawer or gets frozen. Literally. Some people put it in a cup of water in the freezer so it's inconvenient to use. Whatever it takes. Find extra money to accelerate. Even an extra $50 or $100 a month makes a meaningful difference to how quickly you clear the list. Go back to the subscription audit. Look at discretionary spending. Consider extra income. Every dollar above the minimum is a dollar shortening your debt sentence. Celebrate milestones. When a debt hits zero, acknowledge it. Tell someone. Mark it. Do something that feels like a reward but doesn't cost much. A nice home-cooked meal, a day trip somewhere. You cleared a debt. That is genuinely something to be proud of. And keep your eye on the finish line. Because the thing that waits on the other side of consumer debt freedom is genuinely one of the best financial feelings there is. Every dollar that was going to repayment suddenly becomes yours. Yours to save, to invest, to build with. That's the moment everything accelerates. Alright, hope that was useful. Drop a comment below and tell me which method you're using or planning to use. I love hearing how you're going. Like and subscribe if you're finding this channel valuable, and I'll see you in the next one. Catch your legends.